Hi everyone, this is Anil. In this video, we will see how to store ServiceNow integration user credentials on AWS Secrets Manager and use that in a Flow Designer. So this setup requires Myth server and AWS connection jar file. So let's get started. First, we'll see how the setup works and then look at the mechanics of it. So we'll run the subflow called AWS credential parser, which basically fetches the credentials from AWS and updates a password column on a basic auth record. So let's test this, run it, and once it finishes, it will create a ECC entry. So let's look at that. Uh, so here, if you see, there is a ECC input record, which just now got created. So this will have the password from AWS Secrets Manager. Now to verify this, we'll go to AWS Secrets Manager and look at the password there. So this is the password here. Now uh, to test, to check the credential record, which is this one, which just got updated, we will run this fix script and check the password. So which is this one, which basically matches what is on AWS. Now let's edit this, add a update it here, and run the flow again. While this is running, we will also look at the ECC queue. So we have sent the output probe. Now we're waiting for the input probe. So the input has reached. So this is ready for us to use. Right? So now again, we'll just look at the payload one more time to see if it has the updated password, which matches what we have here. So that is working. Now let's look at the credential record. You can see that the password is updated. Now let's look at the fix script and retrieve the password. So we can see that the password is now having a trailing one. So this is how we are updating the password in a credential record. It's the first step. Now I'll revert the password back so we can use this to test against a target instance. So I'll rerun the flow again. We'll look at the ECC queue again. Uh, so we have sent the output probe. We're waiting for the input probe. So we got the input probe. So again, the same steps. The password should be available here without the one at the end. So that is that. Now look at the fix script, and you can see that now it doesn't have a one at the end. So now this is the correct password we want. Now let's go to Flow Designer, run a simple action which does the work of updating an incident record on target instance. So I'll come here, I'll say from after password fetch, and I'll save it. So the incident that we're trying to update, this is the sys of it, which is on this instance. So currently it has a short description of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the end. Now this will get updated to this value here. So let's click on test, run test, and we'll wait for that to complete. And if I scroll down, I can see that there is a response of 200. We look at the response body. This is the incident number, short description. Let's look at the short description. So you can see that it is updated here. We'll also look at the target instance. We can see that there is an activity uh, symbol on it, and then the short description is updated. So yeah, let's do a quick recap. What we're trying to do is we're trying to uh, store the credentials of the target instance in AWS Secrets Manager, fetch that credentials as part of a flow execution, uh, and we have a setup running on the ECC queue that will update this credential record here, and then we are using this credential in this flow, this flow action. So you can see the connection alias here. If you go to the connection alias. We can see that in the credential field we are using that, which is the same thing, the REST user external cred. Right. Now to understand how this password is getting updated, there is a business rule that is running on ECCQ. So let's look at that. So this is the business rule. I mean, the setup that is done is very similar to how discovery works through the as part of the probe and sensor method. We did the same thing. Uh, so this business rule runs only when the specific condition meets, as in it only runs for specific ECC entries. For example, here if you see the name contains this bat file name, then and if the queue is of type input, only then this one runs. Right? And here, if you see, it is trying to parse the payload, and then it is also trying to update this credential record. Right? Now, there is a specific way of updating the credential record. Uh, so we have to use set display value versus set value, and that is as per documentation, because the field type of this password field is password to. That is where you have to interact it in a very specific way. Thank you for watching. This is Anil.